impeachment proceedings deemed initiated. It was my impeachment complaint that triggered that. That when I filed a second impeachment complaint, the House changed the rules. So I knew that the House changed the rules to bar a second impeachment. Unfortunately for the House at that time, they used it when a second impeachment complaint was filed against Chief Justice Davide. And since I knew the rules and I felt that I was also a victim of these rules, I immediately drafted a petition and filed Francisco versus House of Representatives. Many petitions followed, but if you will examine the ruling, it was my petition that questioned the House rules, and the Supreme Court invalidated the House rules. The petition of the Integrated Bar of the Philippines also questioned the House rules, but it was patterned after my petition.
Yan mga kadides, mga ka-VMR, matagal-tagal na po natin matagal-tagal na po natin hinahanap po ang naririnig po nating Francisco ruling. Ito pala siya. Siya po pala ito, mga kababayan, si Attorney Francisco. At nagsalita na po siya patungkol po rito. Madalas po kasing binabanggit nito pong mga tambaluslos na mga kongresista, ito nga pong Francisco ruling. Ano ba talaga itong Francisco ruling, mga kababayan? Pues ayan po siya, nagsalita na po siya at mukhang mayroon po siya ditong sinasabi na na-felt din, naramdaman din niya na mukhang dinadaya at mukhang biktima rin siya nitong House of Representatives. Bueno mga kanides, mga ka-BMR, maligayang muli pagbabalik sa ating channel. Heto na naman tayo sa masigabong palakpakan. Pangit ang ating palakpak oh. May hubong eh. Ewan ko ba dito sa ating gamit, siguro kailangan na talaga palitan. Pinalitan ko na eh. No? O ganun pa rin eh. Siguro kailangan na palitan, pati yung nagsasalita. Wag naman. Kababalik-balik pa nga lang natin. Anyways, mga kababayan, mga kadides, mga ka-VMR, ito matindi po ito ngayon ating pag-uusapan at ating tatalakayin sapagkat ito nga pong sinasabi nila nga Francisco ruling na matagal-tagal na po nating inaasam na magsalita po ito. Sino ba ito? Akala ko noon ay matagal na itong kaso. Ngayon pa lang, bago pa lang po pala ito mga kababayan. Binabanggit nga po niya dito itong si Chief Justice Davide dati, narinig natin. So, ito pong mga video na ito mga kababayan or ito pong reaction ngayon ay personal po mismong ito pong si Attorney Francisco ang nakuhanan po na reaksyon nitong One News PH. Yan po ngayon ang ating aalamin ang kabuuan po ng ano pa talaga ang nangyari doon sa Francisco ruling na yon. Bakit lagi po natin ito naririnig na hindi pa po natin, it sounds like not familiar po para sa atin, sa ibang mga katulad natin. So ngayon, malalaman po natin, kanino ba pumapanig itong sinasabi nilang Francisco ruling. Paulit-ulit tayo. Kasi nga po mga kababayan, nagising po ang ating curiosity dito, curious po tayo. Okay? So, yan po ang ating pag-uusapan. At samantalang, ito naman pong si Martin Tamba, abay, kahapon po, kahapon, naglabas po siya ng pananalita na mukhang it seems like pananakot or tinatakot ba niya? Nagbabanta ba siya dito na i-impeach nila ang Korte Suprema, ang 13 na mga judges? Nako. Mukhang si King Jong Il, sa North Korea na talagang lahat na lang ng sasabihin mo batas na, wala nang pupwedeng bumali diyan. Malupit ka pa sa hari pagka biruin mo Supreme Court na ito. Supposed to be isa kang abogado, dapat alam mo yan. Si Martin, mga kababayan, alam nyo ba? Abogado po rin po ito. Di ba dapat pag abogado ka, unang-una, basic sa inyo yan, pag nag-aaral kayo, sinasabi na agad, yung ano naman ang magiging desisyon ng lahat, halimbawa sa RTC, sa Municipal Court, kung saan sa mga korte, mapupunta yan sa Court of Appeals, at ang pinakataas-taasan po talaga ay ang Korte Suprema. Pag nagsalita na po ang Korte Suprema or Supreme Court, wala na po, tapos na po ang boxing. Ganun po dapat, di ba? Hindi po ako nag-aral ng abogasya, pero yun po ang ating naririnig, di ba? Basic daw po yan sa inyo Bakit parang tila baga mukhang hindi mo yata yan, Martin, alam ito Martin, panoorin mo muna itong si Francisco Ruling or si Attorney Francisco sa kanyang interview po dito. Ito, panoorin po natin mga kababayan, ano ho. Ito po ang kanyang ano po rito, mga sinasabi. Kasi ito po si Attorney Francisco, no, ay talagang matagal-tagal din po natin na hinahanap kung saan ba ito siya matatagpuan. At ito na nga po mga kababayan, nakita po natin, nagsalita na po siya, unlock po siya ng interview nga po dito. Ha? At napakaganda po ng kanya mga sinabi rito dahil talaga naman ano ho, ay nakontento po tayo sa kanyang mga binitawan dahil punong-puno po ng ano punong-puno po talaga ng katotohanan ng kanyang mga sinabi. Ito, umpisahan po natin ang videong ito sa ditong parte, no? Para mas maganda makita po natin ang buong buo. Okay? Okay mga kababayan, umpisahan po natin dyan. Tuloy na po natin si Francisco, ano ho?
Constitution. At sinabi ng Constitution natin na ang Supreme Court is the final arbiter. I respect the decision of the Supreme Court.
Meantime, Manila Representative Joel Chua rejects the integration.
O, di ba? Yun, si Senator Win Gatchalian, rinirespeto niya na kaagad ang Supreme Court kasi nga yun ang final arbiter, which is tama naman. Senator yan ha? O ito naman ang mga congressman. Actually si Senator Gatchalian, di ba? Hindi pa nga yung kakampi ni BP Sara Dahil matatandaan ninyo yung 19 na bumoto po ay hindi po kasama yan si Gatchalian kundi doon po siya kasama sa mga bumoto ng wag munang ibalik ang motion. Nag-motion po kasi si Senator Chis Escudero na ibalik muna, i-remand ito nga pong impeachment dito sa Congress. At ang bumoto nga po dyan ay 19, hindi po kasama yan si Win Gatchalian, kundi nandun po si Win Gatchalian sa kampo nila Hontiveros na kailangan ituloy, no? Huwag nang ibalik. So, dito mga kababayan, umpisa pa lang, sinabi niya na, igagalang natin, Korte Suprema nang nagsalita Kaya lang ito po mga tambalos-los mga kababayan, talagang wala po silang gustong gawin, kundi talaga patalsikin si BP Inday para hindi na po makatakbo sa 2028. Kasi nga, inubos na po nila ang budget nila no? Mga kababayan, ubos na po ang budget ng pera ng bayan. Pinamudbunda po nila kung saan-saan. Hindi po malaman ngayon, ito si Chua na to, napakarami po nito mga kababayan sa sagutin. Oo, napakarami po sasagutin nito, napakarami pong pinagawa nitong iba't ibang mga barangay hall dyan na sa parting 3rd distrito niya na pinagigiba po ngayon ni Yorme. Patawag mo si Yorme para magkaalaman na. At ipapatawag din ni Senator Marcolita si Yorme para magkaalaman din kung sino sa inyo magsasabi ng totoo. Sige, mas maganda yan, di ba? Tuloy natin.
Integrated Bar of the Philippines' backing of the High Court's decision. In a statement issued on August 1st, the IBP said the SC ruling is not just about impeachment nor judicial review, but about safeguarding the very architecture of Philippine democracy. The IBP also issued a warning against efforts to stir public defiance of the tribunal's order, calling such acts as, quote, dangerous erosion of legal order. Chua, however, defended the House's actions, saying the impeachment process remains exclusively within Congress under the 1987 Charter. For its part, the Philippine Constitution Association, or PhilConsa, warns that the ruling undermines the separation of powers. The group says the SC decision threatens the lower chamber's exclusive authority to initiate impeachment, as clearly stated in the Constitution.
Ayan po yung PhilConsa, mga kababayan. Yun nga po ating nareaksyonan doon sa Birada Aguila, sa ating programa po dyan nga po sa Birada kahapon. At nagsasalita nga po itong mga PhilConsa na ito. Ang problema ko nga dito sa mga PhilConsa na ito, bakit ngayon lang po sila nagsasalita na ito ay process ng political, Hindi po ito masasabi nating talaga yung tinutukoy dito yung legality. Kasi kung legality talaga at mananagot talaga yung totoong may sala, kung ano man ang accountability na dapat panugutan ng isang official ng gobyerno, di sana diretso na po sila sa korteng regular. Ang problema mga kababayan, kasi nga po, alam po nila wala po silang ebidensya at hindi po sila mananalo, kaya uunahin po nila itong impeachment, which is alam nila na pag nagtagumpay sila, hindi na po makakatakbo si BP Inday Sara sa 2025 presidential election. Na alam po nila na kahit ano pong gawin nila ay hindi po sila mananalo against dito kay Vice President Inday Sara Duterte. Kitang-kita nyo naman mga kababayan, kahit anong mga survey, hindi po nilang kayang tapatan o lagpasan ang ratings na mataas ni VP Inday Sara. Tuloy natin. Ito na po si Francisco, pasok.
Senator Win Gatchalian wished someone would speak to Attorney Ernesto Francisco Jr., the petitioner in the landmark ruling on constitutional limits of impeachment proceedings. Well, wish granted, Senator. We speak to the veteran constitutional litigator now. Welcome to the big story, Attorney Ernesto Francisco Jr.
Yeah, good evening, sirs, ladies. Good evening.
Thank you. It's been a while that we've seen you in the public eye, attorney. Now, what can you say about the Supreme Court decision on VP Sara's impeachment?
I have read the decision several times, sis, and I am very convinced that it is correct. It is correct.
It is correct mga kababayan. Narinig nyo, correct daw. Palakpakan natin. Ano na, Martin Tamba, correct daw. Ito mga kababayan, si Francisco na po yan mismo nagsasalita. Panoorin lang po muna natin si Martin ng bahagya, ha? Panoorin lang po natin ng bahagya. Para magtuloy-tuloy po tayo rito kay Francisco. Ito po si Martin, no?
Of the Filipino people. The House of Representatives has filed a motion for reconsideration before the Supreme Court. This is not an act of defiance. It is an act of duty. We do not challenge the authority of the court. We seek only to preserve the rightful role of the House, the voice of the people, in the process of accountability. Let us be clear. The Constitution says the House of Representatives shall have the exclusive power to initiate all cases of impeachment. That power is not shared, not subject to pre-approval, and not conditional. Yet, in GR number 278353, the Supreme Court ruled otherwise, based on a misreading of facts and a retroactive imposition of the new rules. On February 5, 2025, the House transmitted the fourth impeachment complaint, filed and signed by 215 members, to the Senate. Only after this transmittal did we archive the earlier three complaints. The sequence matters. It proves there was only one valid initiation, not four. Even the court's own precedent, Francisco versus House, supports this.
Ayan na mga kababayan. Sabi niya, even the House, no? Even the Francisco proceedings, di ba? Na tumutukoy dito sa, ano daw, na parang lumilinya ito dito sa decision, dito sa House. Pabor daw kay sa decision ng House or sa House of Representatives. Sinabi dito ni Francisco mga kababayan, dinig natin, di ba? Na ang ginawa po ng Supreme Court ay tama. Pakinggan natin muli, ha?
Impeachment.
I have read the decision several times, and I am very convinced that it is correct. It is correct because what the Supreme Court did was just to address a grave abuse of discretion on the part.
Ayun na mga kababayan, yung pinagtataguan ni Martin na si Francisco ruling ay sinasabi niya para kumampisa, parang kakampisanat niya. Ang problema, mismong ito si Attorney Francisco na pinagkuhanan nga nitong Francisco ruling, pinagbasihan nito, ayan, ang sinasabi, tama, binasa niya na lahat, tama ang ginawa po nitong mga kababayan. So ano na, Martin? Nasaan nang yung pagka-abogado? Abogado ka ba talaga? Hindi, nagtatanong lang kasi nga, meron mo, abogado rin ito si Attorney Francisco. Sa kanya pa mo pa kinukot yung sinasabi mo na yan. Ayun naman pala, yung sasabihin nito ni Attorney Francisco, tama ang ginawa ng Supreme Court. Ituloy muna natin si Martin ng konti.
Only one impeachment can be initiated, and that initiation begins with a one-third endorsement or a referral.
In-archive nyo nga yung tatlo O yun yung problema ninyo. Anong ginawa nyo? Bakit nyo in-archive? Wala bang bilang yun? Kung walang bilang yun, sana hindi nyo tinanggap, di ba? The more na tinanggap ninyo yun, ibig sabihin may bilang yun. Kaya nga mo sinasabi mo, 40. Fourth nga eh.
That is exactly what the House did. The court also said the Vice President was denied due process because she was not furnished a copy or given a chance to respond. But nowhere in the Constitution is that required before transmittal. In fact, in all past impeachments, the trial and the right to be heard take place in the Senate. To invent new rules now and apply them retroactively is not just unfair, it is constitutionally suspect. Let me say this with candor. A government of laws cannot allow any branch to become the judge of its own accountability. The Supreme Court is a co-equal branch of government. Its wisdom is deep, its authority is real. But its members, like the President and the Vice President, are also impeachable officers. When the court lays down rules for how it or others like it may be impeached, it puts itself in the dangerous position of writing conditions that may shield itself from future accountability.
Ayan mga kababayan, mukhang nananakot si Martin dito. Ano ho? Sinasabi niya, maaari din pong ma-impeach, no? Tingnan natin kung gagawin ba nila ito. Aba, mapanganay po yan. 13 po yung ipapa-impeachment ninyo. Baka hindi pa abutin na. Baka hindi nyo kakayanin sa loob ng 3 taon yan. Baka ikaw maunang ma-impeach, Martin. Ano kaya mga kababayan, ano? Pagka after nitong nagsasampa sila ng impeachment, mayroon din mag-file ng disbarment sa mga ito. Kasi nga, biruin mo, ayaw din nilang sundin eh. Korte Suprema na yan, ha? Matatandaan ko, no? Marami na po mga na-disbar na mga abogado, nagsasalita lang po sila ng mga halimbawa, nagmumura. May kilala po kayo siguro, no? Nung palamura na na bubong abogado, di ba? Bubong na abogado pa. May kilala siguro kayo, no? So ngayon, itong bubong abogado na to, na bubong abogado na to mga ka-DDS, ano ho, ay na-disbar po ito sa kanyang pong pagmumura. Dito kaya, ano ho, wala kayang ganito? Wala pa bang precedence na yung pag-question mo sa legitimacy ng sinasabi na napakarami po, unanimous, 13 pong mga judges ito ng Supreme Court Justices ang nagsabi dito. Tapos ngayon, parang sasalungatin mo at parang sasabihin, pagbabantaan mo pa ngayon ang i-impeach mo sila. Para bagang sinasabi mo, maling-mali talaga ang kanilang ginawa at hindi isa na rin tong matinding kasalanan kasi i-impeach mo eh. Di ba? Yun yung punto dito. Teka lang, sandali. Wala bang kapwa abogado dito na nakakatingin dito? Teka lang, pwede naman kita siguro sampahan dito ng disbarment. Oo, kasi yung pagiging kongresista mo, malapit ka na. Malapit na yan. 2028 kasi syempre tatakbo na ito ng presidente. Ay naku, wag na tayo magpaligoy-ligoy pa rito. Ganun talagang pupuntahan yan. Inubos nyo na lahat ng pondo ng bayan eh. Pinamudbun nyo na sa mga kung saan sa ayuda na hindi namin alam kung saan napunta eh. Di ba? Natangay yata ng bahay. Sabi ng isang congresswoman, dahil kay Martin, may ayuda. Dahil kay Martin, punong-puno ng baha, bumabaha ng ayuda. Baha din sa kanilang lugar. Ayun. Di ba? Yun naman talagang realidad eh. So ngayon mga kababayan, tuloy na natin to si Francisco. Itong kanyang pinagsasabi dito eh.
Part of the House. The issue here is that the House of Representatives did not comply with the constitutional one-year bar rule and violated the Supreme Court decision in the Francisco ruling.
You know, Martin! Na-violated mo daw yung Francisco ruling! Violation ka pala sa Francisco ruling. At ito pong House of Representatives na ayan na Maganda rin talaga nagsalita na rin ito para at least kahit papaano once and for all, eh. Kasi dito sila nagtatago, eh. No'n talaga iniisip ko kasi tingnan niyo mga kababayan, itong mga nag-i-interview sa kanya, mukhang nasupalpal sila rito kasi hindi nila akalain na ang, sasabihin nito ay ganito, gano'n, 'no? Ang iniisip nila parang papabor sa kanila. Alam naman po natin, eh, 'wag na tayong mag-ano mga mainstream media ngayon, kalaban talaga ng mga Duterte 'yan, noon pa man, eh, 'di ba? Kita niyo naman mga kababayan pagka papabor sa mga Duterte halos hindi nila binabalita, eh. 'Di ba? Totoo naman, eh. Ay naku.
What the House of Representatives should have done is that after the first impeachment complaint was filed, then the House should have acted right away on it immediately by including it in the order of business, and the House thereafter should have referred it right away to the Committee on Justice. That was not done. It's in the House rules on impeachment that it should be done, but that was not done. So the Supreme Court, it's the duty of the Supreme Court, it's the constitutional duty of the Supreme Court to determine if there has been grave abuse of discretion on the part of the House of Representatives and to correct it. And here, there's a clear grave abuse of discretion on the part of the House of Representatives. This is not a question of the House following the Francisco ruling. The House did not follow the Francisco ruling and violated the constitutional provision on the one-year bar rule.
Supalpal! Ano na, Martin? Hindi daw kayo nag-follow sa Francisco ruling. Nakakahiya. Pinagmamalaki ninyo ito noon. Francisco, sumunod daw kayo. Ano to ngayon? Mismo na si Mr. Francisco, Atty. Francisco na nagsabi, hindi kayo sumunod. Iyak na lang ang mga Martin Balos-los.
All right. Let's go back to the Francisco Doctrine, which was initiated in a way which is exemplified by yourself. It pinpoints the initiation of an impeachment complaint when it is referred to the Justice Committee, correct? Correct, Attorney?
Yes, filing and referral to the Justice Committee.
Right, but in this case, we heard the speaker say that there was no action on it, and they were archived after the approval by 1/3 vote of the House of Representatives on the 4th complaint. Why is that? What was the where did the initiations begin in this particular case referring to VP Sara?
That's the violation says, because in the Constitution says that the House should have acted immediately even on an impeachment complaint filed by a citizen. That's very important to us because that's the only power given to us citizens to file an impeachment complaint. The House, the Speaker, the Secretary General do not have any discretion to sit on these 3 impeachment complaints. They should have followed the Constitution. They should have.
Ayun wala daw pong discretion yung Secretary General. Yun pong binabanggit natin kahapon sa birada, mga ka-DDS, mga ka-VMR, ano ho? Tama ba? Ay, kawawa si Martin Balos-los. Supalpal talaga sila rito, nakakaiyak. Ito para sa kanilang mga ka-DDS, promise.
Followed the Francisco ruling, which is in the House Rules on Impeachment. If you look at page 1 of the House Rules on Impeachment, the Francisco ruling is quoted there in the footnote.
But should this be applied then prospectively? Because they say that they were just following the Francisco precedent, the rules set by the Supreme Court in your case, in the case that you had filed.
But the problem says is that they did not follow it. They deliberately avoided the Francisco ruling by sitting on the first 3 impeachment.
Kababayan, napansin nyo ba? Ini-insist nitong nagtatanong, no, na nag-follow sila, sumunod sila doon sa Francisco ruling, eh. Hindi nga, sabi ni Francisco, butata. Agoy! Tuloy natin, guys.
Complaints, and they waited for the fourth impeachment complaint. That cannot be done. They do not have discretion to do that. That's why the Constitution is very strict. It says it should be placed in the order of business within 10 session days and then referred to the Committee on Justice.
But attorney, that's exactly what the House is insisting they did. They said, pasok naman po sa 10 session days because not every day that they have a session is counted as a session day. Of course, some lawmakers...
May humihirit pa, mga kadides. Humihirit pa. Pakinggan natin ang hirit niya. Gano'n na naman siya mabumutata dito. Panayrin natin.
even have also doubted this, but that's how they wrote back to the SC. They even said, oh, some session days were 3 days long, 3 real days long, etc.
Yes.
So what would you have to say against that that justification by the House?
The first impeachment complaint was filed on December 2, 2024. It could have been referred to it could have been included in the order of business on December 3. And within 3 days, immediately, not even waiting for 3 session days, referred to the Committee on Justice. That is how it should be. I have done that. I have filed on my own as a citizen. I have filed twice, thrice an impeachment complaint, and I relied on that. That when I file an impeachment complaint, as long as it's endorsed by a member of the House of Representatives, it is the constitutional duty of the House to act on it, not to sit on it, but to act on it immediately.
But-
Here they had 19 days, not just 10 days. They had 19 days to act on the first impeachment complaint that was filed on December 2, 2024. And I know why they did not act. They skirted the possibility of a hearing because the first impeachment complaint was too long. It contained 24 charges. So they thought that by having by having an impeachment complaint that was filed by at least 1/3 of all the members of the House, they can transmit it to the Senate right away. But there, they are also wrong. Because if you look at the House rules on impeachment, and I have it here, it says, Section 2, impeachment shall be initiated by the filing and subsequent referral to the Committee on Justice of, letter C, a verified complaint or resolution of impeachment filed by at least 1/3 of all the members of the House. So this is the House rules. It says that even if it is filed by 1/3 of all the members of the House, it should be referred to the Committee on Justice. Why? Because it is the Committee on Justice who is supposed to determine if the complaint, even if filed by 1/3, is sufficient in form and substance. This was not followed.
But attorney, help us understand why the doctrine of operative fact does not apply in this case, which essentially states that even while the law or the Supreme Court declares it as null and void, the past actions done in good faith may still be considered valid.
Precisely. It was not done in good faith. There was a deliberate act on the part of the House to sit on valid impeachment complaints filed by citizens and endorsed by members of the House. And worse, those who endorsed these 3 impeachment complaints filed by citizens later signed the 4th impeachment complaint. That's another technicality.
Oh, ayan no, that's another technicality. Grabe talaga, ano? Biruin mo, nag-file ka uli ng pangyabak pang-4, yung 3, binaliwala ninyo. Technical na kayo dyan.
See, we would not have any problem if the House just followed strictly what is provided in the Constitution and in the Francisco ruling.
Yun, mga kababayan, kung hindi daw sila magkakaproblema, kung ito pong ginawa ng Congress ay nag-follow lang po sila sa Francisco ruling. Bakit ba? Bakit ano bang pinalo nila, Attorney Francisco?
Had they been in good faith, then that Francisco ruling would have been followed, and maybe by this time, Senate is already conducting a trial.
But it's so
Correct.
hard, right, attorney? Like when you're arguing things like good faith or bad faith, faith is something intangible. And if this is procedural indeed, then how do we, argue it? Because it's something that, like it's so affected by personal biases, etc.
It can be good faith or bad faith can be seen in the sequence of events. All we have to do is examine the facts. And we can see here a deliberate avoidance of the constitutional one-year bar rule. Don't violate the Constitution. That's basic. And there was a deliberate avoidance of the Francisco ruling. To make it simple, had they followed the Francisco ruling, all they had to do is that when the first impeachment complaint was filed on December 2, 2024, they should have included that in the order of business right away. The Secretary General has no discretion to sit on it. But on the contrary, based on the constitutional provision, the Secretary General is mandated to immediately refer it to the Speaker and to place it in the order of business.
But it did comply.
Yun yung sinasabi natin mga kadides, doon nga po sa Berada Agila sa ating programa, tuwing 2:00 ng hapon, sa hindi pa po nakakapag-subscribe doon, punta po kayo at bisitahin nyo po yun ha, mga kadides, mga ka-VMR. Kasi nga po ito ho, yan yung ating laging sinasabi. Ha? Makapangyarihan ba itong Secretary General? May mandato pala ito na dapat pag natanggap niya na itong impeachment complaint ay mayroon po siyang forthwith or immediately dapat i-refer niya na po yan. I-refer niya na po yan doon po sa kinakaukulan. Ito po yung Francisco ruling. Hindi po ninyo sununod. Correct? Tama. Tuloy natin.
There were 10 calendar days. Session days, sorry. 10 session days. Even if there was bad faith, let's just say, it complied with what the rules say.
No, Ses, because there were 19 days, there were 19 opportunities for the House to act on it. But what happened was that on the last day, on the 10th session day, February 5, 2025, the Secretary General included all 4 in the order of business, additional reference of business. And the Secretary General read the 4th impeachment complaint
So are
first.
you saying 19 session days?
Not 19 session days. 19 days that
Oh,
Congress House
Oo
was
nga
there.
po,
When it
oo
could have
nga
been.
po, pero they are counting session days.
No,
And the
it
rules
would,
say session days too, right?
Yes, yes, order of business. But if you will notice, there is such thing as additional reference of business. In fact, these impeachment complaints were included in the additional reference of business, which were taken up outside of those 10 session days, but within 90 days from December 3 up to February 5, 2025. What I'm saying lang is this, that they could have acted swiftly on the first impeachment complaint.
So are you
They did not.
Ayun no, mga ka-DDS, mga ka-BMR, parang itong house, no, sila pa yung gumawa pala nitong mga katarantaduhan na to. Parang sila yung nagbago dito eh. Sila yung bumago ng, wala naman daw po pala yun eh. Ang dapat talaga 19 days, hindi yung sinasabi nilang 19 session days. Aba eh, umabot na po ng 19. Ang mas maganda sana ginawa nila, kung sumunod sila, yung una, yun yung kanilang i-final kaagad, yun ang nag-follow sa Francisco ruling. Anak ng teteng kayo talaga dyan, oh.
Are you saying that the Supreme Court decision, because other legal luminaries are saying it sets aside the Francisco precedent, it's no longer the existing rule to follow, but this new decision by the Supreme Court, which sets new conditions?
There's no inconsistency, says, because the Francisco ruling is still very valid if given that same set of facts. Now, this is another set of facts that the Supreme Court has to interpret because it has to. It's the arbiter. It has to decide. Take note. Before the Francisco ruling, there is no provision that an impeachment complaint is deemed initiated upon referral to the Committee on Justice. I
Yes.
placed that in my petition.
Right. It made
I
this
questioned
clear.
the rules. I questioned the rules, and then the Supreme Court decided, interpreted the Constitution, and says it's from the filing and referral to the Committee on Justice. Nobody questioned that. Nobody said the proponents of the impeachment complaints then, so many members of Congress did not say that, hey, don't apply that to us retroactively.
Oh.
They did not question because they know they are lawyers. Many
Oh.
of them are lawyers, and they know that what the Supreme Court did was right. And do you know what they did? They revised the House rules on impeachment and adopted the Francisco ruling. That's why in the House rules on impeachment, at the footnote mentioned the Francisco ruling. So what's the problem now? The Supreme
Attorney?
Court is just interpreting a new set of facts.
Okay. Attorney Francisco, to your point, do you think the Supreme Court also considered the fact that House Secretary General Velasco also gave an interview, a TV interview at that, where he said, well, he was asked, why did you not refer this sooner? And he said, because some House members asked me to hold on because may hinahabol pa silang isa pang complaint. So things
Yan.
like that factored into the Supreme Court decision, you think?
Yes, you can see that in the footnotes, but that shows bad faith, and that shows that you cannot invoke good faith. And the Secretary General of the House is not even mentioned in the Constitution. He has no discretion. Even the Speaker of the House has
Ayan mga kababayan, yan po ang sagot to. Doon sa tanong na sinasabi nga po ay doon po sa sinasabi sa isang interview po nitong Secretary General ng House na mayroon daw po palang pumigil pa sa kanya kasi nga po sinabi ng ibang mga kongresista mayroon pang idadagdag. At binulgar ngayon dito ni Attorney Francisco na walang karapatan, walang discretion dito itong Secretary General. Ganon din ang Speaker. Wala yan sa Constitution. Oo, bakit kayo lang talaga ang nagpupumilit eh?
has no discretion to sit on an impeachment complaint or not to act on it. It's the House. It's the action of the plenary.
What could have been the proper process? Should they have referred
Yun! Wala po sa Speaker, wala din po sa Secretary General. It's in the plenary. It's the House plenary po. Yun yung dapat may Oh, ayun. Dito naliliwanagan tayo mga kababayan ha. Tuloy lang natin.
all to the Justice Committee and they could put them all together into one complaint, combine all these 4 complaints? Could that
In the Francisco ruling, there's a portion there that says that when the impeachment complaints are in the Committee on Justice, they can be consolidated.
Yes.
That's in the Francisco ruling. Although I personally disagree with that, no? Because this is first to file and referred to the Committee on Justice.
Kaso attorney, meron ding mga sham complaints 'di ba? Na you can be
Yes.
the first to file, and then initiation starts and you're stuck with a complaint that cannot prosper.
Yes, but look at it this way. The Constitution provides that a citizen may file an impeachment complaint based on grounds enumerated in the Constitution and endorsed by a member of the House of Representatives. The presumption there is that a member of the House of Representatives or many members will not endorse a sham complaint. There's a presumption of regularity there.
Well, Attorney, what happens now? Because the House of Representatives has already filed a motion for reconsideration. How likely is it for you that a unanimous ruling could be reversed? And the Senate will also be tackling this in 2 days. Can they proceed? Because there's no TRO naman from the Supreme Court.
Well, it is the right of the House of Representatives to file a motion for reconsideration. That's part of due process, no? Now, as to the Senate, I do not want to preempt what the Senate will do on Wednesday, but this is all in accordance with procedure. procedure that the House at the first instance should have followed.
If this is so, and if the motion for reconsideration is not granted, then the recourse is just to file another complaint, as the Supreme Court had indicated, next year in February. Are the dates correct? Because there's also also back and forth about the dates.
Not later than February 6, 2025, 2026. That's in the Duterte decision, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
But you agree also with the dates, because other commentaries have pointed out that the count should not begin in February,
Yeah,
but
I think
December.
I think the rationale there, attorney, was, well, if you're counting that the first impeachment as it is, then it should be that we can file a new case on December 3, 2025, because that's more than a year from when the first citizen filed impeachment was.
No. In the Francisco ruling, there are two components, no? Filing by a citizen and action of the House. It was when it was on February 5, 2025, when the House, acting as a plenary, did not act on the first three impeachment complaints that they are deemed dismissed. In fact, even the word archiving, it's not in the rules of impeachment. It's not in the rules on impeachment. That's even a violation. There's no such thing as archiving an impeachment complaint. So when the House as a body did not act on the first three impeachment complaints on February 5, 2025, they were deemed dismissed at that time. So the counting of the one period starts there.
Yun, mga kababayan, ano pa ba ang inyong iniintay dito? O, di ba? Wala na, tapos na talaga ang boxing. Nag-start na pala doon ang counting period ng tungkol nga doon sa naunang na-file na impeachment. Naku, humihirit pa kasi kayo eh.
Right. When they, in a way, archived or referred or put in the order of business.
No, when they did not act.
When they did not
act.
Speaking of
The
archiving,
the archiving, that's actually has no place in an impeachment because it's not in the rules. When they did not act on the first three impeachment complaints at inuna nila yung fourth impeachment complaints, in effect, they dismissed that first three impeachment complaints.
okay, so dapat walang archiving. The term shouldn't even have appeared.
No, that's in the rules of the House for resolutions.
Now let's
Ayan mga kababayan ha, wala pong term na archiving. So pag sinabi mong in-archive mo, wala na, nagbilang ka na talaga ng isa doon. Doon na nag-uumpisa yung bilang. So dapat talaga maliwanag, kaya nga nagtugma talaga yung motion ng Congress na ito nga po ay i-remand para ipaliwanag nila kung anong ginawa nila doon sa una at ikalawa at ikatlo. At dito lumalabas nga po na nag-archive nga po sila. At ayon dito kay Attorney Francisco, wala po sa Constitution yung archiving na yan. Wala po sa rules ng House. So paano yan? Kayo pala ang unang gumawa ngayon dyan ng rules eh. Anak ng teteng. Tapos ngayon, ibibintang nyo rito sa Supreme Court. Oh, come on. Huwag namang ganon.
Let's discuss the other features of the Supreme Court decision, which says that the VP was also deprived of due process because she was not given a copy, which some luminaries see as an additional procedure. What do you say about that?
With all due respect, says that is wrong. That is wrong because the House rules on impeachment provide that already. What the Supreme Court did was only to lay it down clearly, step by step. What's my basis for this? The House rules on impeachment, the Francisco ruling is incorporated in it. There's notice, hearing. That's the essence of due process. And lastly, and very important, it says on the last page, rules of procedure. The rules of court shall, as far as practicable, apply to impeachment proceedings before the House. What is the rules of procedure? That's the rules that govern all court proceedings. And almost all rules, every rule in that rules of court provides for due process. Filing of a complaint, filing of an answer, period, when to do certain things, that is due process.
But
That
the
is not
naysayers-
new.
Right. But the naysayers, attorney, would say, this is only quasi-judicial, this is more political, and maybe what the Supreme Court has done with this ruling is to make it actually more judicial than political in nature. What would you have
More
to say?
difficult.
More difficult too, yeah.
Impeachment in layman's language is a unique proceeding. But it is also subject to constitutional provisions all over the Constitution. And a primary of that, principle of that is the Bill of Rights. They cannot say that the impeachment proceedings is not subject to the Bill of Rights. Every step of the impeachment proceedings should be subject to the Bill of Rights. And this is not just the right of the respondent to be heard. It's more important the right of the complainant to be heard. I have been a complainant a number of times, and I know how it feels when I am not heard by the House.
Well, attorney, at the same time, speaking of right to be heard,
Grabe mga kababayan, ang ganda po nitong mga revelation ni Attorney Francisco, ano? Ay, namamangha ako, may ganito pala dapat eh. Tama, alam niyo, lumalabas talaga, tama lang talaga ang desisyon nitong Supreme Court. Ano ho? At yung sinasabi nilang napagkaitan ng due process si BP Sara at parang pinalabas nitong ni Martin ngayon na wala naman daw gano'n, nag-set sila ng bagong rules. Naku po, ay tama pala ito ayon kay Attorney Francisco. Oh.
some of the critics say that the Supreme Court made a rushed decision. They didn't hold oral arguments despite the weight of this case. So as they revisit this decision after that motion for reconsideration, do you think they should be holding oral arguments this time?
I don't want to preempt what the Supreme Court will do with the motion for reconsideration. In fact, I don't want to go into the merits of the motion for reconsideration. That will be improper for me.
Mm-hmm. Now, let's just revisit when you filed this petition with the High Court in 2003. This concerned impeachment complaints against Justice Davide.
Yes.
Yes. What made you go to the High Court?
I was familiar. Modesty aside, I was very familiar with the rules on impeachment because prior to November 2001, there is no issue as to as to when an impeachment proceeding is deemed initiated. It was my impeachment complaint that triggered that. That when I filed a second impeachment complaint, the House changed the rules. So I knew that the House changed the rules to bar a second impeachment. Unfortunately for the House at that time, they used it when a second impeachment complaint was filed against Chief Justice Davide. And since I knew the rules and I felt that I was also a victim of these rules, I immediately drafted a petition and filed Francisco versus House of Representatives. Many petitions followed, but if you will examine the ruling, it was my petition that questioned the House rules, and the Supreme Court invalidated the House rules. The petition of the Integrated Bar of the Philippines also questioned the House rules, but it was patterned after my petition.
Oh.
So you're saying the House does not have the leeway to change its rules to suit its power to initiate impeachment proceedings?
The Constitution says the House has the power to initiate impeachment cases, not impeachment proceeding. There's a distinction there.
Yes,
What
cases.
what the Constitution says merely is that an impeachment case should initiate from the House. And if it's a valid impeachment and it does not violate the one-year bar rule, the House should file it, transmit it to the Senate. It's as simple as that.
All right. Well, we thank you so much in
Wow.
the flesh, Attorney
Grabe mga kadides, mga ka-VMR. Ang ganda po nito mga revelasyon ni Attorney Francisco. Sa wakas, no, wala na po tayong agam-agam na ito pong nangyari po dito na desisyon ng Supreme Court ay malinaw po na talagang sumasang-ayon po at tama po, wala po ritong nilalabag na yun nga po ngayon ang pinalalabas nito pong mga tambalos-los. Ano ho? Ang ganda, ano, pwede nyo po ito i-reply mga kababayan at gusto nyo pong pakinggan nang wala pong nagre-react, puntahan nyo po yung One News PH, yung video na yan mga ka-DDS, mga ka-VMR, para po doon sa mga naiinis sa ating reaction. Pero sa mga gusto pong pakinggan po ito, i-follow nyo rin po kami dyan po sa Birada Aguila. Ano ho? Mamaya pong 2:00 may programa po kami muli dyan sa Birada Aguila. Ito po yung aming channel, no? Birada Aguila, puntahan po natin at ipakita ko po sa inyo mga ka-DDS, no? Mula po ng mga araw na wala po tayo ay naglagi po tayo dito sa Birada Aguila, mga ka-DDS. Kaya salamat po sa mga patuloy po na sumuporta dito nga po sa Birada Aguila habang pansamantala po. Ito po ang ating channel, no? 6,800 na po ang subscriber, 6,890, no? At ito po ang atin pong mga live stream dyan, no? Ayan, mayroon na po tayong marami-rami na rin po ang ating videos dyan, ano? Ito po ang mga ating mga short videos, mga uploaded kanina lang. So, mga ka-DDS, mga ka-VMR, ano ho? Ay puntahan nyo po at paki-like at paki-subscribe din po itong ating Birada Aguila, ang isa po sa ating pinagtatambayan. Ayan po mga ka-DDS, mga ka-VMR, muli maraming salamat po sa inyong pagsuporta. Na-upload na po natin ang isa po nating video. Nauna na po nating video kanina. Uploaded na po yon, kaya panoorin po ninyo ang unang sigwada ng pasabog at bangis ni Congressman noon at ngayon po ay Senator Marcolita at si Congressman Ungab. Naku po, excited po yung video na yon at matindi po ang mga revelasyon na nangyari po doon sa video na yon. Sabi nga dun sa title, ko Senator Marcolita, nag-traitor nga ba? May question mark. Kaya panoorin niyo po yon mga kababayan, mga ka-DDS, para po malaman po ninyo kung ano po ang nangyayari sa ating bansa ngayon. At matindi po ang susunod po nating mga ganap dito po sa YouTube habang tayo po ay papalapit na po dito na naman po sa araw ng 2028 presidential election. At tayo po ay patuloy magsusuporta po. Samahan niyo po ako mga kababayan, mga ka-DDS, mga ka-VMR. Huwag po kayo sana magsasawa, magla-like, mag-share. At syempre, paki-subscribe na rin, pindutin niyo po ang notification bell all nang sa ganon ay patuloy po tayong makakapag-vlog ng independent po. Tulungan niyo po ako mga kababayan na patuloy po tayong hindi po tayo tatanggap ng anumang bayad sa mga politiko. Dito po tayo, tangkilikin niyo lang po ang aking mga video at mag-like at mag-share lang po at mag-subscribe. Malaking tulong na po yan sa aming mga content creator at mga DDS supporter vloggers. Maraming salamat muli sa Diyos. Ingat po ang lahat at magkita-kita tayo mamaya sa Birada Aguila. This is BMR Channel, pansamantalang magpapaalam. Pilipinas, as always, God first. Bye-bye!